Hello, and welcome to Fadim, a project I've been working on for the past 6 months. This is an open-sourced, 3D printable, pony inhabited building brick system that I made from scratch. I wanted to make a system that takes advantage of 3D printing strengths while also making it easy to print and play. As I'm sure you're all familiar with a particular brand of building pieces, let's go over the immediate differences. First is that pieces are 1.5 times the size. There are multiple reasons for this. First is that, as a kid who used to build with these, they were relatively bigger back then. Now it feels too finicky and small to build certain things, so this accommodates for that. Second is that this makes it easier to manage tolerances for 3D printing, which aren't as tight as injection molded bricks. Third is for even measurements. This brick is 20 cubed millimeters, walls are always 2 millimeters thick, so engravings can be 1 millimeter deep, etc. The next change is the shift in height. 2x2 bricks now form a perfect cube. I just personally like it this way. Now with a 3D printer, how are we going to go about inked prints? Well, instead of that, to make sure this is available to people without multi-material systems, the bricks are etched with designs. Here is a hay bale piece which shows nice deep grooves while still saving that last millimeter for the inner walls. There are also alphanumeric pieces which provide a different font on each side. Some instead have symbols on each side like this hazard brick. The bottom is also vastly different, now with much more surface area to stick to the bed, and the holes only need to go over just a stud deep so the rest of the bricks can be nearly hollow with infill. The hole curves towards the center so it's easy to align, and only the very end clutches onto the studs so they're good grips, but it's still easy to take apart. This system already has around 130 pieces for all the essentials you'll need, available on the Fadim website, and more will be releasing over time. Now let's get on to the figures. I'm already going to put it out there that this design right here is too good, and any attempt I've seen at making a legally distinct replacement always looks horrible. That's why instead we're going with ponies. These horses are fully articulating with the limbs, torso, head, and tail able to rotate. They can have accessories for their hair, tails, and hats, though there will be more to come. And while my ponies are little, we can go smaller. This is the Penny, a figure usable for smaller builds that fits exactly over one stud. It's too small to accessorize or articulate, but different models can be made in the future for variation. Now let's make a set with them. Here is a basic essentials pack with 2 ponies and a bench. But how would I go about packaging and storing this? What if I wanted to sell this at a con, or share them with some friends, or just have it be collectible? Well, one thing that I don't like about the current brands is their awful waste of plastic bags and cardboard boxes, so let's fix that. This is a package frame piece. It's an easy box to store the pieces inside that's fully compatible with the Fadim system. It has these notches to allow you to connect multiple together, allowing for bigger sets to be placed together without needing a giant printer. If I ever get into gears and play features, this is also a great space to hide components under the main set. And while it's nice I can now fit my bench inside its original box, there's not really a way to tell what this is when storing or selling it. That is why I have this custom bottom plate. It shows some artwork, the set name, set information, and a link to the instructions online. And all of this is available right now for free and completely open source. You can modify these pieces however you like, print them in any color or scale you want, and sell them if you wish. More updates and discussions will be on the site's forum page. But to close, let's go over how I progressed through making all this. This was the first set of pieces I had printed from an online service. The first iteration of the pony was completely static and much taller. I originally tried copying the peg system for accessories, but almost all of them broke, so now I just use double-length studs for these particular connections. The bricks also had these strange hole shapes that ran all the way through the brick. I actually didn't move away from these until last week, where I received my own printer and was able to run way more tests that led to the final design. Every service test after the first one actually came from old printers, which led to a lot of issues with the parts, especially the tolerances. I definitely advise that these pieces are going to feel weird unless you have a properly tuned or new printer. I will note that at least with PLA, that the first time use of clutching two bricks together will be a lot tighter than usual until it kind of settles on a shape. I found around 20% infill will keep things tight, though this changes based on the shape of the piece, and you may need to adjust a bit more to get things right. All my tests I'm currently doing are running on the Prusa Core 1, though once again, the pieces are free to modify for your own needs. I also had some easy mistakes with these tests, mainly this cheese piece that didn't account for the fourth stud, and this hollow landscape piece that barely makes clearance for the front two studs. Either way, I do hope you enjoy this release, and feel free to give piece suggestions or feedback if you actually print these, and I will see you on the forums.